introduce everyone the essence, the basics, the foundation of meditation. And in particular, heart time meditation, we have specific technique and methods to help you on your spiritual journey. So let us begin by quiet our mind and heart for 5 minutes. So just close your eyes, relax your body, sit however you feel comfortable, and just not thinking. And breathe slowly. Now, please open your eyes. By opening your eye doesn't mean to look at me. I don't have anything to look at. So, meaning that it's time to open our ears and open our mind to, shall I say, learn the practice. Heart science is a practice. Meditation is a practice. We're not a religion. We don't worship. We don't bow. We don't do any of the ritual or any kind of format. Let me explain what I understand about meditation. What is it for? We have basically two separate tracks in our body that manages our life. One is our brain, where it was taught to call mama and papa and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and learning all the basic necessities of life, like eat and drink and how to go to the toilet, and differentiate what is right, what is wrong, what is proper. And then slowly our mind learned that we like this, we don't like that. Everything is experience and knowledge based. But our experience and knowledge is quite limited. We can't experience every single candy out there. We can't fall in love with every person out there. And we can't experience everything out there. And knowledge is at best secondhand. In other words, whatever you were taught, either by your parents, your peers, your teachers, are lessons from somebody else. My grandma keep on telling me everything she advised me to do is from her grandma, you know? So whatever we learned with our mind is partial, incomplete. They're always right. I mean, they are the true experiences of people. They are pretty accurate and they are pretty correct from that particular experience, but never complete. And then the other part in our body is our heart, where it has no memory, it cannot analyze, it doesn't remember, and it's an instantaneous machine. In other words, it lets us feel love and peace. So if we compare the two, one, it's a logical machine, it has memories, it has incomplete knowledge and experiences. And the other one is an instantaneous organ that enable us to feel love and peace. Now, let's take our life into perspective. What do we seek in our life? When we were kids, we wanted to have straight A. We were asked to get into a good school, get a good job, and then become somebody that's contributing to the society. Be a president, be a professor, be somebody. But at the end of it all, what do we really seek? To be a president or a millionaire or a celebrity, the reward is to be loved, to be respected by everybody. So that reward is still for our heart, right? So regardless what we seek in our mind, regardless how we plan, strategize, and work on, you know, the end fruit is really for our heart and not for our mind, because our mind cannot feel love, cannot feel peace. So if We can instantaneously and at every moment in our lives feel love, feel peace, feel content. Then all the exertion we did with our mind, all the extra effort we fight to gain, to lose, to suffer by our mind is not necessary. So what heart time practice does is reduce the processing of our mind. We still need our mind. We need to know it's a red light or green light. We need to know it's a dollar bill or $100 bill, right? So whatever the mind is needs to live our life, but the purpose of the mind is to really serve the heart. So the mind really need to be triggered by the heart. The heart says, I need this, I don't need that. The heart seeks the ultimate love and peace and content. Once you're content, you can accept everybody. You can accept your enemy. Once you're content, you can forgive everything because you're satisfied. You are fulfilled. You don't need anything else. So heart time practice reduces the mind, working of the mind, so that limit the mind. Let the mind listen to the heart. Let the heart tells the mind what it's preferred. Does that make sense? On the other hand, the heart has even more power than just give us love and peace. The heart can sink to the fundamental truth of the universe. The heart can give us intuition, inspiration, and amazing messages at every moment about how has the universe prepared us to live at each moment. And if we can connect our heart to the universe, then we'll be always in harmony with the universe. There will be no problems, no hindrances, no blockages. Everyday life is a happy life. Because once you are in sync, your heart with the universe, you are one with the universe. A lot of times we're not happy. When we are not happy, what's going on? We are not happy because whatever the consequences or effect of that moment is against our wishes. But that is just our personal wishes. That's not the wish of the universe. We have to get to the purpose of the universe at every moment for us to be able to truly, truly live a wonderful and liberated life. That makes sense? Any questions and comments? Please send it through chat, and then we'll be able to review that and answer. So in a nutshell, that is what heart time practice does to our lives. So our online courses really just wanted to focus on the basics, on the essence of our practice. We have many lessons. We have 10 chakras, 3 chi channels, and we have all these techniques. But once you learn the fundamentals, even just the breathing technique, if you can truly, truly practice that, you don't need anything else. You'll be able to let your mind be a slave a slave of your heart. You'll be able to truly connect with the universe. So let's get into the meditation portion. We'll begin with belly breathing. Belly breathing is scientific or biologically say it's a diaphragm breathing. In other words, we lower our diaphragm, okay, so that the lower half of the lung gets the oxygen. And oxygen, as you know, is the fuel to our biological body, okay? So we lower the diaphragm and to get the oxygen to the lower half of the body. If we do a lung breathing without lowering the diaphragm, the upper lung only gets the oxygen, the lower half does not. So if we do belly breathing, we're gonna get oxygen, 7% more oxygen to our entire lung. It's a much more efficient breathing. And my experience is that usually after 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, after an exhausting day, all I have to do is do belly breathing for 15 to 20 minutes. And I feel like morning again. I'm re-energized, rejuvenated. I feel fresh and invincible. So belly breathing is the first thing. If we don't breathe, and you know what happens if we don't breathe. So we begin by teaching and sharing the technique of belly breathing. During belly breathing, we will ask you to relax and focus on the path of breathing. In other words, that you feel the qi into your nose, into your throat, into your lung, into your belly. Just feel the air that goes through you, so that when you focus on that, you won't be thinking, you won't be worrying, you won't expect, you won't be planning. All the mental work can be temporarily reduced. As I said, the Hearts and Meditation's purpose is to reduce our mental work so that the heart can take over to be the master. So focusing, just like when you're watching a good football game or a very exciting action movie, you're so intertwined with that, you won't be able to think or worry or think about anything else. You're completely absorbed by that attraction. And breathing is a very pleasurable thing. In other words, when you inhale, you should feel being energized. When you exhale, you should feel very relaxed. And if you do that, you'll be able to truly enjoy the exercise of belly breathing. Then if you truly, truly immerse into the pleasure of belly breathing, you won't be thinking about anything else. Your heart will take over. You will have all these wonderful sensations in your body. And eventually your spirit be able to elevate into another natural state that in touch with the universe. Just belly breathing. And then in belly breathing, we also will ask you to curl your tongue and touch the roof of your mouth. And what does that do? That actually triggers your parasympathetic nerve system. That is the system to help you relax and sleep. And also by lowering the diaphragm, the increase in pressure, put pressure on your intestine, that would generate serotonin, which is the happiness hormone. Just like when you feel good after a good meal, right? Why is that? It's because the food lowers your stomach and presses your intestine. So therefore, belly breathing does enable you to get into the parasympathetic nerve, enable you to generate serotonin to make you feel good. So these are science. These are medically proven practices. So just belly breathing. That's why, usually I have experienced that people with, 5 years of dedicated practice, the jet lag becomes less because they can switch from sympathetic nerve to parasympathetic nerve in an instant. And once we can do that, we are a little bit liberated from the biological boundaries of our body, the limitations. Okay, any questions about belly breathing?
Well, currently there's no question in the chat, but what I'm gonna do is unmute everybody because we have about 12 people here. So I think it's a small group and they could speak up if they like. So I'm going to unmute everybody.
Okay, thank you. So that's the sort of the biological explanation of belly breathing. And I wanted to add the key points of meditation. Okay. In my experience, there are basically 3 key points to meditation. First is relax. Relax your mind. In other words, don't let your mind take over the meditation. Okay. Try to reduce its activities so that your heart can take over. Second is focus. By focusing on the path of breathing, your mind will not be worrying or thinking or doing anything that's unnecessary. So continue to focus on the path of breathing. And the last one is enjoy. In other words, feel the energizing effect of the inhaling and feeling the relaxing effect of exhaling. That's all you have to do. Because why I say enjoy? If you can't enjoy, meaning you're not focusing. And enjoy is a heart condition. It's a heart function. You need to truly open your heart and bring your awareness of your body to enjoy. Otherwise, you don't feel anything. If you're still thinking about yesterday's events, worrying about tomorrow's delivery, food delivery under the circumstances, you cannot feel anything. In other words, your heart is just hindered, or your awarenesses of your body and your mental conditions are hindered. So therefore, relax, focus, and enjoy is really the key to meditation. It's very simple. Even in everyday life, let's say you're dealing with a very disobedient kid, okay? The first thing you need to do is relax. Don't have any assumptions. Don't bring up your usual demands. Don't overthink you are a mother because the child may need a brother to play with at that time. Maybe need a hug from the father, We're always so used to behave on what we used to. That makes us very monotonous and very boring. We need to be very creative. I'm going off the subject now. So if you meet a very disobedient child, relax and then focus on exactly what's the problem. Be very objective and don't rush into it, Then enjoy whatever the consequence is, because if it's a bad consequence, you learn something and not to do it again. If it's a happy consequences, then pat on yourself and try to grow from that wonderful experience. And so the next one, it will be even easier, you know. So relax, focus, and enjoy is really the key to every moment. Okay. If you have no other questions, please stretch a little bit and let's meditate. Belly breathing, that's what we're going to do, belly breathing. I'll give you a minute to be ready.
Masha, just to clarify, so this is going to be the beginning of the meditation session, and people are free to exit when they feel that they wanted to exit, right?
Yes, absolutely. In other words, I'm not going to call an end, and Christina is not going to call an end to the session. When the meditation session starts, I will guide you through the breathing processes, and then I will eventually finish my instructions or my sharing of how to do belly breathing correctly and how do I feel about the belly breathing. And when that ends, you're free to leave, or even during my meditation, guided meditation, you're free to leave, you know. So,
Masha, sorry to interrupt. Dolly has a question. I'm going to unmute her so she could ask the question. Oh, she's muted herself. Okay. But anyway, she says she has a question. Does the top of your tongue touching the roof of your mouth or the bottom of your tongue? I guess she's asking, should the top or the, not exactly sure, but maybe you could review where the tongue position?
sure, of course.
Did you want to answer her now?
I will answer during the guided meditation.
Okay, Dolly. So if that's fine with you, then I'm just going to leave your question as answer.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dolly.
Okay, and now let's sit up straight. We need to sit up straight so that all our organs is in the proper place, so that the organs not being squashed. Once the organs are squashed, then the circulation will be poor. And the circulation poor, the organ won't function at its tip-top condition, okay? So sit up straight, the spine has to be straight. And sit comfortably, and do not slouch. And curl your tongue and touch the roof of your mouth. Meaning when you curl your tongue, it's actually the bottom of the tongue touch the roof of your mouth, not the top of your tongue. So curl your tongue so the bottom becomes the top. And then touch the roof of your mouth and close your mouth and always breathe through the nose. This way, the tongue will trigger the parasympathetic nerves at the top of your mouth. That would relax you. And then the keywords to belly breathing is SSDL, slow, silent, deep, and long. In other words, inhale tiny bit at a time continuously. Inhale, 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 inhale. Just tiny bit continuously. And silently, slow, deep, and long. So inhale tiny bit at a time, continuously. And when you're full, pause for a few seconds for it to exchange and absorb, for the oxygen to be absorbed by the body, for the carbon dioxide to exit. Then exit at the same slow speed. So the key word is SSDL, slow, silent, deep, and long. Again, can you feel the energizing effect of the inhaling? Can you feel the relaxing effect of the exhaling? If you can, try to stay in the enjoyment of the belly breathing. When you're fully energized, when your body filled with qi, you can feel every nerve in your body. You can feel your body has tingling sensations. You can feel your whole body is pumped up. You can feel some of the circulations in parts of your body. Everyone is slightly different.